Hello, it's Charlie for the Great Recommender, GYLO and ITBI. If you want the longer version, it's on the Great Recommender, ITBI. But of course, you can always go to the original video, The Diary of a CEO, and it's the coffee expert.
In perfume shops, they give us sometimes coffee beans to smell to kind of try and wash out our nasal senses, I guess. Does that work?
Yeah, it totally does. We are, it's why dogs sniff really fast. You're looking for change. Your sense of smell works quite well on change. And so, yes, you will get what's called suppression. If you smell the same kind of smells over and over, they become less and less intense. It's why people end up wearing too much of the same perfume they've worn for 20 years because they literally can't smell it anymore. We can, they can't.
And it's also evidenced when you go for a run and then, because you can smell yourself, you have to ask your friend if you smell. So you go, Dave, do I stink?
Yeah.
Because your nose, I guess, is habituated to the...
There's a good hack if you ever want to break apart how like something like Coca-Cola smells. If you take a component smell of Coca-Cola, like lime, right? Because Coke just tastes Coke to people, but it's actually lime, neroli, cinnamon, orange, nutmeg. And if you smell a bunch of cinnamon and then smell Coke, it smells weird because you've deleted cinnamon from Coca-Cola's aroma profile. And you can do that with, say, lime and smell, and it's like, whoa, I've thrown the balance out by kind of deleting that and suppressing that. It's a dull but fun kind of trick.
The interesting thing with talking about Coca-Cola there is, I remember those Coke and Pepsi studies from back in the day where people would rate Pepsi as tasting better unless they had it in a Coke can. So when they could see the brand of the Coca-Cola, they rated it better, but when they could see it in a plastic cup, they rated Pepsi better. And I wonder here as well, because you don't know what these coffees are, you don't know what brands they are, neither do I.
Yeah.
What the results are going to be. So coffee number one.
Yes.
Have a taste and a smell.
So that's to me, a pretty standard kind of commercial coffee taste. There's not a lot going on there. Relatively high in bitterness to me. I'd say that's a fairly bitter cup of coffee. And that's coming, I would say, mostly from roast. And if something's good or bad, it can be bad because it wasn't made that well that day. It could be bad because it was not great raw materials. And finding why is sometimes tricky. I wouldn't say it's a particularly expensive cup of coffee.
No, it didn't taste petrol station coffee.
You can say that. I like that. You can say, I'm going to just lead you into saying terrible things, and I'll say nothing.
Yeah. It tasted like it came out of like a vending machine or something to me.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if that was expensive. I'd be a little bit outraged if that was expensive.
What would you rate that one out of 5? Let's do 10.
For me and what coffee can be, I'd say that's like a 2.
I would say that was a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I think it's kind of fair. I probably should be fair and call that a 4 out of 10 because I tasted way worse than that.
Okay.
Let's go for number 2. Now, this one will be a little bit more divisive for a lot of people because it's got a little bit more acidity in it. It's like a little bit, some people might describe it as sourness almost, like it's a little zingy tasting.